YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about ferret essentials that you're going to need, especially if you live in Australia. Since in Australia the population of ferrets isn't as big as in the USA, we don't have many pets and there aren't many ferret branded products. So I'm going to show you a few things that you can use even if you have ferret branded products that could be healthier and make your ferret have more happier lives. First of all, remember to like and subscribe, because when you like and subscribe, it just shows me your support and that you like the YouTube videos that I'm making. Let's get on to the video. Number 1, good quality food for ferrets. I use kitten food. It's the Optimum Kitten. Very popular in Australia especially. We don't have any like the Marshall stuff and whatnot. It's kitten with chicken, as you can see down below. It's probably backwards, but it's kitten with chicken, and I use kitten food because apparently it's better for ferrets to digest than adult food. We only have one other brand of ferret food that I've seen at shops, and they have tons of bad things like lots of sugar, vegetable products and stuff. What I do when finding a ferret food, I read the first 6 ingredients. 6 ingredients are poultry and poultry byproducts, tuna meat, poultry digest, beef pulp, minerals, zinc, just stuff like that. This isn't the best one you can get, but I really like it. My ferrets also get fed a thing of mince. The mince includes chicken necks, chicken hearts, chicken legs, chickens. You can just go to your nearest butcher. They sell for really cheap off like what the normal chicken they'd usually get. So that's a good high quality food I especially use for my ferrets. Next, you can just use a normal bowl. This is just a normal bowl. This isn't the one from actually my cage. A ceramic bowl or glass. Well, this is kind of glass. I don't know, but it's just people use water bottles. I've seen a lot of people use water bottles. They can't get enough water in water bottles. I can't stress that enough. These water bowls, ferrets can't drown in them. That's another thing people believe. Ferrets can drown in water bowls. My ferrets don't swim. They don't even go in them. They kind of don't like water. But they won't drown even if you do have ferrets that will swim in their water bowls even in summer. Because they know to lift their heads up. They're not that stupid. Okay, next thing, bedding. So you definitely need bedding. This is a cat thing. This was something we bought from the online. But then you can also just use old towels. They're broken. You can go to your thrift store. I get most of my sheets from the thrift store, but since of the coronavirus, I need to go and get some more. They're $2, like $3 Australian dollars. Really cheap material. You can use old jumpers, jackets, t-shirts, blankets, cut them up. Yeah, just anything. That's one of the cheapest things you can get. My dad just got this because he likes spoiling the ferrets, but yeah. Also, you can use hammocks as well. We don't really have many hammocks in the cage down at my house, but at our cabin they have two like ferret nations, but they're not ferret nations joined together, and an outside run as well. So there's tons of hammocks and stuff to prevent them from falling. The next thing I use, this is a ferret shampoo. I know it's a very controversial subject, if that makes sense. People say that you should never bath their ferrets. I just do it for fun. I don't bath them very often. And this is an oatmeal shampoo. It's for animal treatment only, dermacare. It doesn't like hurt their skin compared to when the first 5 times I bath them, I've had them for Vanilla, my first ferret, I've had for 3 years. The first 5 times I bathed them, I just used water. Their skin would get all dry and really yuck. But this just really helps their skin. So yeah. The next thing I use this. This isn't you need it, but it's called recovery. They use it for dogs and cats. My ferrets absolutely adore this. It's actually really good. We asked our vets and stuff, and it's actually really good for them. You should definitely try it, especially if you're in Australia. You just ask the vets for it. If they're sick, you put water in it and it turns into a really liquidy paste. You can put in a like syringe thing and like give it to them, that in just by the mouth. But that's a very good option, especially if you want to put weight on your ferrets, if they haven't been eating much. So this thing is for flea and tick. This Revolution, I use the kitten one. They're really expensive, but you just get one per of these packets. They come in little things like that, and it's just a squirt on the back of the neck. It just helps with, I'll show you right here, adult fleas, flea eggs, flea larvae, heartworm, ear mites, saffrock mites, hookworms, roundworms, lice, and another one I don't know how to say it, but. And since I have cats and the cats are now interacting with the ferrets, I really try to keep this up because this cat interacts with the dogs. So this is very good. I just usually give it to them. It's not something I need, but I still use it because it just gives me that extra peace of mind. Another thing I use is a cleaning product. I just use Pino Clean. It's a, I don't really know what you're meant to use to clean the ferret's cage, especially they poop outside most of the time, but apparently, I don't know if it's good for them or not. They haven't gotten sick or anything. It makes the cage smell kind of nice. It's just good for them, I'm pretty sure. I don't really know much. It's just, I always like soak it with paper towel anyway, and sometimes I put the bottom of my tray in the bottom of the bath and use really hot water just to go over it, just to get all the bacteria and stuff off. Another thing you'll need is a good pair of clippers. These are just, I think they're cat clippers. They just go on and get it. My dad used to cut my own ferret's claws, and he used to never let me cut their claws, but I do better than him because he hasn't got very good like eyesight. So you remember to always cut, at least leave a few millimeters before the quick when you cut their claws. And apparently you're meant to cut them like down, so the ferret claws goes in like that and you cut it down like that. These are really cheap. You can find them on the internet. I think my dad got like 5 of these for $10. They're really good qualities, and plus for cheap you can just always buy some more. My next item is toys. This is a cat toy. We don't have many ferret toys, but cat toys. Ferrets don't really need toys, especially if you let them roam around your room all day, which I let my ferrets, depending on the day. When we first got our cat, they weren't allowed because the cat just kept jumping into my room. But now the cat is really good friends with the ferrets and they're just chill. I bought this at the start when I got my ferrets. They have never used it. Like, the cat's been using it more. That's why it's got like little things in it. Toys are just a waste of money and a waste of time. They much rather have you like in their room. They like to do war dances, especially, and you don't really need toys, especially if you have other ferrets. But if you really want to have toys, buy toys like this. Ferrets love this. It's just like a little thing. I've got a few of these. And it's just the white thing. If you touch it, it squeaks. These are good for cats and ferrets, so very good to use. That's one of the better toys, the cat and the stick. The last thing I will recommend for this video, for some of the things you might want, is harness and leash. Personally, I think these are kind of bad, especially in my area. My ferrets are smaller, especially since I adopted all 4 of them from the Victoria Animals Ferret Society. I don't know if it's because they're older and they've had bad upbringings, or if ferrets in Australia are just really small. But we don't have any ferret size harnesses. Ours ones are just cat size. I tried to get it down to the smallest one, but I really don't trust that the ferrets are going to stay in it, especially since they've gotten out of it if they go backwards or scratch it over their head. So those are a few things that I think are very important to have for ferrets, and it's basically all the things you need, except for you do need a cage and you do need litter boxes. At least 1 or 2 litter boxes per cage, and at least one for every 2 ferrets. Litter boxes are extremely important for, obviously, if you want a ferret. Litter boxes, I wouldn't recommend getting ones that are ferret size, especially in America. I've heard the ferret size ones are really tiny. If you want to get a ferret litter box, get a cat. Any cat size are very good for the ferrets. I have a corner cat one, which is really long. It's probably about this long. This is probably the widest point in it. It's really long. It fits at the bottom of the cage, or I just got the normal, it goes like a normal cat. Don't get the ones with the tops, because I find that it might be because my ferrets are smaller, but they find it very hard to get inside of the boxes. And also, I've heard people use meshy stuff, or we don't have that in Australia. I just use cat litter. My favorite option is wood pallets for litter, because the wood pallets that we got, when they poop or pee, the pallets just kind of break down and become easier. And also when they poop or pee, it breaks down and it gives off a wood smell. It actually doesn't smell disgusting. However, the normal ferret little ones, it's made out of recyclable cat litter. It's kind of, when it breaks down, it kind of gets, sometimes it stunk and it got moldy, which is really disgusting. So I definitely recommend wood pallets, but then again, it doesn't really matter as much. So next video, I'm going to talk about, probably show you my ferret cage and talk about my ferrets with you and some of their favorite things. But I hope you really liked this video, and it was really educational for you on how to look after and raise ferrets. Anyway, bye!